Hi everyone, my name is Lydia Vargo and I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing at ChicExecs. I'm actually usually one of the first point of contacts for our clients when they're coming in and deciding how they need to proceed. And what often happens is once we get you in a great flow with media attention, we're bringing that credibility, we're bringing that recognition to your brand, but people often don't know what to do after that. How do I actually now get and use that incredible PR to get you into stores? And that's actually where ChicExecs really stands out. We have a buyer program that actually consists of incredible experienced buyers who are getting together and selling to fellow buyers on your behalf. It's a much stronger pitch. It's from a place of knowledge. They know how to negotiate. Amazing. But where we are again set apart is we're not just getting you into stores, but our interest is in keeping you in stores, and that sell-through is key. And that's where our buyer team works very closely with your PR girls to ensure that each and every store is selling out of your product by doing PR blitzes around every store. And that just ensures that not only are you getting in front of the right buyer, you're getting feedback, you're getting your orders, and you're getting reorders through the PR and all the other tools that we have to offer.
Hi, I'm Kathy Collins with the Channel Management Department here at ChicExecs, and I wanted to talk today about the channels of retail. This might seem somewhat obvious, but I think when you think about it in these contexts, think about your own product. The channels of retail really fall into two categories now: brick and mortar, so walking into a store, and online. And as the world is changing, we do see that stores, big and small, are trying to take those two worlds and have the consumer have a seamless experience between being an online presence and being an in-store experience. So when you think of the different channels, you think of online being stores that don't have brick and mortar, right? So you've got Zulily, you have Wayfair, you have Zappos. Those are stores that don't have physical locations, but where the consumer does all of their purchasing online. And then in all the different store sizes, you'll have an online presence and a store presence. So even small boutiques will sometimes have an online site where you can purchase or see products in view. And then of course you go all the way up to the majors, where many times the product that is online is also in the store. Consumers will look online before going into a store to see if they have the size or the product they want, or they will be in a store, go home and decide that they want to purchase that product online. So those are the two channels that we really work through, online and brick and mortar. And then within that, you have different store types. So you have you have a boutique model that you can think of that is a store that's just owned by one person. They're the buyer. Lots of times the owner and the buyer are the same person, and they are creating a look or a feel for their store, an assortment of product that they're passionate about. They have lots of times the ability, or they have salespeople within the stores that will tell the story of your product. So you have this small, intimate environment. They will lots of times look for things that are unique that you don't see anywhere. They want their store to be different. And they like people who are just starting out because it does offer something different than what you see in the malls and in the department stores. So that is one store type, a standalone, one store owner. Many times when those stores are successful, then you'll see a small chain of stores emerge from that. So you'll see somebody with a 3-store, 4-store, maybe 8-store presence in a regional area, and it will be that same store but duplicated now in multiple locations. Those are also great places for people to start with their lines because they are still relatively small and they do still want that special assortment. From there, you'll see stores that then are still specialty store chains, but move into a more 24-store to 50-store type of chain. So you'll see something like a Kitson or that type of a store that is a specialty, has a specialty assortment and is maybe in multiple states, or is in the west, on the west part of the United States or the east part of the United States, but haven't gone nationwide yet. Those stores now are starting to require a fairly big distribution of product. They now will require you as a line, if you've been making your product at home or in a very small manufacturing environment, if you go into a store that now has 24 stores, a chain that has 24 stores, you may need to look now at production, how that's going to change for you, and needing to do seasons. When you're in a smaller distribution, you don't necessarily have to have multiple deliveries or seasonal deliveries, but once you move into a 24, 50 store chain, you may need to do something like a spring, summer, fall, winter type of assortment to create flow for the stores to have newness from you ongoing. Once you get into the major stores, and those stores are typically nationwide, they have very large distribution, they may even be international, it also increases the amount of flow and product you need to produce. So when you start out with a line, you maybe have 6, 8 products that you make in a year, and you don't really change the product or have different deliveries coming through. You may buy product, a sample of fabric that is gone. Once that fabric is completed or that buy is completed, the product is no longer available. When you move into multi-store channels and large distribution major channels, then you're going to have things that you need to maybe duplicate or continue on. You have to have the fabric available to you for multiple seasons or to repeat in some way the next year. So it increases your need for design, it increases your need for productivity to change. And so that's the multi-store versus a small store story. And thanks a lot.
Hi there, I'm Tahani Lopez and I work here in the Channel Management Department at ChicExecs. Today I'd like to talk about the materials you're going to need when presenting to major retailers. So the 4 basic things that you're going to need is a lookbook, you're going to need a press deck, a line sheet, and an order form. It's very important to have these both electronically and physically when presenting to buyers. Initially, what you're going to be doing is sending them electronically, and as samples start coming in, they're going to also want a physical lookbook as well to hold and be able to keep as reference.
Hello, my name is Alexia Ambrose, and I'm the account coordinator here at ChicExecs. In the Channel Management Department, I'll be speaking with you today about order processing. Now that your samples have been received and interest is sparked at the major retailers, it is now to introduce your brand onto their online retail stores or to be test run between 3 to 50 stores. This is a beginning introduction stage of your brand with a major retailer. Once customer demand has been shown and proven, the retailers will then introduce you to regionally or nationally. This will be proven by customer demand and show excellent sell-through with experience and brand recognition. I hope today we've been able to explain a little bit more about the ordering process.
Hi, my name is Brianna Fultz, and I am the Senior Account Executive here in our Channel Management Division at ChicExecs. Today I'm going to touch base with you on why it's important to have a large social media presence, particularly when you're presenting to the major retailers. Nowadays the world is changing. We used to look to the paid advertisements. That's where the buyers were kind of looking at what the next newest and greatest product was. Now we have the luxury of going to social media and seeing what our favorite celebrity is posting about and what our peers are saying. So the buyers are really using this social media tool as a way to find out what's the best hair vitamin out there and what's Kim Kardashian talking about. And that's really the importance that social media brings to the table. Once your line's been placed into a major retailer, you're going to want to come up with some creative ideas on how to support your sell-through and ultimately your reorders. Some of the best ways to do this, if you're the designer yourself behind the brand, or if you have a celebrity behind the brand, you can do some in-store meet and greet that you can get the local magazines and PR to kind of feature and push out to the weeklies.
So in closing, we want you to remember that nobody starts big. I can't think of a single line that I know of that's been successful that has started as a big line. Everybody starts small, which is the great news. And I can give you a couple of wonderful examples. Diane von Furstenberg, I think if anybody told a dress designer to just have one dress and that would make it, it would have been challenged. And she's done an amazing job over decades of beautiful design. Tory Burch, when she opened her first store in downtown Manhattan, she opened with 30 units per color, per item in her store, and she sold out in a day and a half because that was all she could produce for that first opening. And then Under Armour started with one football team, and the popularity of that product and how it was received and the word of mouth grew and grew, and they are one of the dominating brands in the market today. So just remember, start small, take your next steps, have confidence, and show that passion that we know you have for your product.